All right, so this is part 2 of the notes. You should have done part 1 to get the first page, so do part 2 to get the second page. So everything to do with seasons has to do with the Earth being tilted on its axis, and at different stages in its orbit, it receives either direct or indirect light. Sorry, I flipped those. Direct or indirect light, which affects the temperature. So direct or indirect light affects the temperature during the season. I don't know if you can see that. Direct light covers a very small area, but it's much hotter than indirect light, where indirect light covers a much larger area, but it's much cooler than direct light. So when you're getting direct light, when you're tilted towards the sun, it's summer. When you're getting indirect light, when you're tilted away from the sun, it's winter. You can kind of see that if you have a flashlight. I'm going to have to use my phone, so forgive me. But when it's straight down, you can see that it covers a small area. It's very circular. And then when it's tilted on an angle, it covers a much broader area. So a small circular area, a much broader, wider area. So direct, indirect. And that's what our Earth experiences during the different seasons. In spring, we have what is called an equinox. That means that the length of the day and night, let me zoom in a little bit, sorry. That means that the length of the day and the night are equal. So the spring equinox takes place on March 21st, roundabout. It's not always on March 21st, but it's usually around there. So day and night are equal in length. We have a mixture of direct and indirect sunlight. So generally the temperatures are pretty mild, and because we're getting closer to summer, the temperature is warming up. In summer, we have something called a solstice. A solstice is the longest or shortest day of the year. So the summer solstice is the longest day of the year, and that usually occurs on or around June 21st. We have very long days in the summers and very short nights. I don't love summer because of the heat, but I do love summer because it's like 9:30 p.m. and it's still light outside. And I like to do things outside at night, and it's nice when I can do those things without having to be in the dark or drive in the dark, because I have terrible night vision. During the summer, we have mostly direct sunlight. So again, it covers a very small area and it's much warmer. In autumn, once again, we have an equinox. So day and night are equal, but the nights are starting to get longer. It's kind of mild in temperature, but it's starting to get cooler as we're heading into winter. This takes place around September 23rd. Once again, day and night are approximately equal. We have a mix of direct and indirect sunlight. And finally, in winter, we have another solstice. So the winter solstice is the longest night of the year, and it's the shortest day of the year. That's why a lot of winter holidays take place on or around the winter solstice, which is usually around December 22nd. Because the nights are so long and dark and cold, we need some festivity in order to keep our spirits up through those very long, cold winter nights. So we have very short days and long nights. And then finally, we have mostly indirect light, where the light is diffuse. It's spread out over a large area and it's much cooler. So that was part 2 of the notes. Make sure that you have everything written down, and then put these notes in your binder. Thank you.